44 shit, you know what I mean? Busy man, busy man. Look, when that shit drop, you step all the way on their neck, step on their neck and they head with that shit.
Fine in, I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I did it, nice but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. They mad, up to solid, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. No, they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rank from there, I got real soldiers, kill for me, nigga. Watch yourself. They say you been in beast mode lately. You is not yourself. When you dropping that fire, precious marriage, they inquiring. They can't stop what's coming, but I see them conspiring. Cross the line, them firing. This bitch here, finna break the spin. No kindness, I don't trust you. Circle small, you can keep your features. Me and my niggas don't keep no secrets. And it feel like Jeepers Creepers. Say they want some smoke, dog. So I brought these chimney sweets. Coming like we coming, you can't even count. These niggas don't run it like we running. Bitch, don't even start. Bitch, I'm with my niggas till the end, till them do us part. If you wanna leave, you can leave, bitch. Bless your heart, fine in. I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel. He nice, but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride, but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. Ooh, I got a man, circle tight, yeah, back and seal. I heard they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rate for real. Take over in effect, yeah, I'm fully. You might not see it on me, just know it's women, that bitch fully loaded. Ooh, yeah, we up. I'ma school them niggas like they baby Jody. Got it out the dust, now I'm too clean, don't know why they hate me. What you want out life, dog? Guns and butter, baby boy. UPK top, dog. Certified road runner. I'ma turn that eco-line into a damn tank. I got choppers stashed in that attic like they Air Frank. They had that shit on lock till I snapped on them like bolt cutters. You cannot play both sides, gotta choose your colors. See, I'm throwing that one up with that W, that's my blood, bro. Fine in. I ain't show no mercy, I'm gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the dust, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel. He nice, but he don't show the skills, how I show them skills. He ride, but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. Ooh, I got a man, circle tight, yeah, back and seal. Said they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rate for real.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So that you said that they put millions of my people. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering?
Absolutely.
Should a thief go to jail when he steals?
Absolutely.
Should a robber pay back the money he robbed?
Absolutely.
So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did?
That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a door. Payback is a door. Payback is a door. Payback is a
I'm in a hell of a hole. Was never the growth, just obstacle set in the road. That a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe the slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. Mere fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every crack of surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me, and let the whole world see that with them in the cages, people in the streets. Put the dog on a leash, get resolved for the beast. 144, get the brutal show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a door. Payback is a door. Payback is a door. Payback is a
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit a Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in his dress. She a bombshell. Revenge is served cold. I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of mad shooters. That was designed fire for our babies to pass through it. And the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a door. Payback is a door. Payback is a door. Payback is a
All right, clap it up. Okay, I am on mute. All right, Shalom Israel. This is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. I'm like a manager in Hunter. Today's ISUPK Austin's LASHAWAN QADASH class. If you tuned in last week we went over nouns for sentence structure. When I say nouns, of course, this is not what a noun is, but we went in a lot of deepness about nouns. Why? Because I believe that the reason to start understanding Hebrew, we got to learn what the school failed us to teach us, and that was, parts of speech and stuff like that. They try to teach us things where we wouldn't cope it, because why would I use this? I already know how to talk. But now we got to, visit those things back, because here we are trying to find a new language. And if I ask somebody what a verb was, they'd be like, I don't know, but you know how to talk, right? So we realize the foundation of learning a new language is learning the parts of speech. Learning what a noun is, a verb, an adjective, when it's supposed to be used, and how to say it. We found out that in English, the sentence structure is different when I have a noun, a verb, and an adjective, the way I place it, right? What Hebrew is different. It's different when you misplace it. So meaning why when we break stuff down, if I was to go in the scriptures, in the blue letter Bible, and the interlinear concordance, and it shows me how it's written in Hebrew, it wouldn't make sense if I translated it and said it how it's translated. You know what I'm saying? In English. What I mean by that is, if I said my dog, right? My dog. No, if I said I ate an apple, right? Right? I ate an apple, right? In the Hebrew would be I ate an apple would be ate-I apple. Yeah. Right? That's how it'd be in Hebrew. So if I wrote that down, it wouldn't make sense. So that's why you see the translations in the KJV as of how to pronounce it in what? King's English. King's English, right? So if I was to just break down each word by itself and just say it like that makes sense, it wouldn't make sense. Right? So, but with that being said, what you see on the board right now is what we left off the class with. We left off with prefixes, right? What's a good thing to know about the prefixes is that today we're gonna learn about suffixes, and you could add the prefix and the suffix together too without a root word, right? To make a word, to make a I don't want to say this wrong, conjunctions, right? Yeah. Conjunction, basically like filler. I call them filler words, right? To make the sentence sound like a sentence, right? So with that, So we have the prefixes a, ba, da, ha, wa, la, ma, ka, sha, ya, tha. No particular order of the Hebrew alphabet. Just wrote them down. But if I have a word, right, doesn't matter what type of word it is, I could put that on top of that word, right? So of course, it wouldn't make sense if I used certain words. So you're not gonna see it. You know what I'm saying? You want to look at the language as like how would you speak, right? You don't want to look at it as like too deep. Well, can I put this? Can I put that here? Why are you too busy worried about where I could put that at right here if you're not gonna say that? That don't make sense, right? So right here we have I. What would you put after? What would you say? I what? No, like what would you like if you was about to say something, a sentence, what would you say after I? Just any sentence. I did. Right? I can't. I shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? I fail. See those different words. I had adjectives, right? I had a noun, right? So you wouldn't say I home. No. You wouldn't say that. It makes it I house. No, I am home, right? All right. So what you see is right there. What you got is ba, which is in and with, which is why. Let's see if you've been paying attention. Why makes sense for ba to be in and with?
Why does it make sense, ba?
Yeah. Why would it make sense that ba will be in and with for that word? What's this?
Is it because the picture?
What does that mean?
That I always get it. It's either like home or living or house.
House, right? Tent, home, dwell in. I gave it to you.
Okay. I didn't know if it was door.
No, door is da.
That's right. Okay.
That's door, right? But this is house, tent, dwell. What do you dwell? You dwell in a house. Mm-hmm. You dwell in, right? In a house. So what you see right here is ba. They use it for in and with, right? There's certain things you gotta understand this. When you making a language, what we're going to learn today is when you making a language, you have to use a structure. It's just not like let me name this because I want to name it this, which is why Hebrew, the Old Testament, right? You have the Old Testament, which is off of what? Hebrew culture. The New Testament is written in Greek, right? Yes. So now you got a new language called Yiddish, which is what? Like a bunch of gibberish, but like the basis is Aramaic and mixed with German and stuff like that. So when you go to Dead Sea Scrolls, you know the Dead Sea Scrolls? It's basically how we know we got this real records. That's what the Dead Sea Scrolls are. So the records of the Hebrew of all writings, all books, and it don't have the dots on there. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they did. But when the meaning why I'm saying all this is because Hebrew culture is how you understand the Bible, how you understand what the words are saying. Because if you should take the words literal, it wouldn't make sense. For example, we broke this is segueing. The reason I'm breaking this down because it's segueing into what I broke down last week with the plurals. Because we said some plurals already have as always plural for certain words. So right now, besides this, yam is masculine, wath is feminine. We also said wath could be used for more than one, but as in a category. So a man can't have multiple fathers, but fathers would be a group of fathers, right? So it could be, you have abawat, right? Also, these are the words that will stay plural, like sky, which is shamayam, which is also, why is it sky shamayam? Because it's the heavens. That's the word in Hebrew, right? So, but certain translations, it would break it down to sky because the heavens are the sky in certain contexts, right? But why is it saying it yam? Because Hebrew culture lets you know the reason why this word is shamayam or shamayim, right? I won't say it fluently. I say shamayam because that's how you would say each one, shamayam, but you don't want to speak it like that. You want to say shamayim. You want to say words together, right? So let me do that so I don't want to confuse anybody. So shamayim, right, which is shamayim, shamayim, right? Abanawa, shabbat shamayim, right? What you have is shamayim. Why is that?
Why is it yam? Why is it plural? Because it's different heavens. You got the heavens of the sky. You got the waters.
No, because the waters, right?
Oh, okay.
Right? Shema, right? So we have a root word in here for water in here. So in the scriptures, in Genesis says he separated the waters from the waters, right? The sky has the same qualities of water because you have the birds and the fishes both came out the water. The fish could look as the animals of the water, and the birds are the animals of the sky, but they have the same qualities. Birds have wings, fishes have fins. Fishes have scales, birds have feathers. You understand that? Now you go into the deep. You go out into the you need a space suit. You need a spaceship. You need a water suit, a cruise ship, a water ship. They got the same qualities, right? You float in space. You float where? In water, right? So heaven. So that's why it's more than one. The heavens. So it's yum, which is only singular for sky, right? So you got God, which is Allah Hayim, right? But we know that when you see Allahayim, it's not talking about the most high power. It's talking about powers. Why? Because Allah means power, right? Which is why us being Hebrews and having Arabs, next to us, listen to what we're saying. A lot of people don't have that understanding of the Bible. Everybody think the Bible is just only people of God, Israelites, don't ever have no contact with other nations. But they always had contact with other nations. You dwelt within other nations, amongst other nations. You have Arabs, which come from who?
Arab? They come from
Ishmael, which was Abraham's son, firstborn son, and they had a certain language like us, like an Aramaic type language, right? So they said, "Oh, Allah, Allah, Allah," but Allah just means power. That's all it means is power. It's not a real name. Our God exists so much that He has a name. His name is Yahweh, right? The Most High Power, right? That's why the scripture says, Lord, thy God. What does that mean? Yahweh, thy power, right? So they just saying power. But why is it yum? Even when you see God, it's singular. Because this God is plural. It means multiple gods. I mean, when I'm using this, every word I use, it has an S at the end. Angels, powers, judges. Now, when it says the Lord spoke to Abraham, the Lord did speak to Abraham, but He didn't directly speak to Abraham. What does that mean? He made the angels do it, right?
But the angels speak from the Lord, so it's like
right. You want to understand that, right? All right. So with that being said, let's get into the next part. So we had the prefixes up here. Let me write the suffixes on here. Right, and these suffixes always they're going. The reason why these suffixes and going with the nouns and prefixes going with nouns. Is because just like I put like right here, and the house, what I'm saying, do the dishes, what I'm saying? It's different things why we adding the prefixes and suffixes to the noun class, because although they could go with other parts of speech and more commonly on nouns, because suffixes are not stand alone. Possessive suffixes don't stand alone. What is a possessive suffix? Know what a possessive suffix is? Or possessive?
Possessive suffix is like S. We put S into something.
Not S. English. Possessive suffix. Okay, not suffix. I'm saying suffix because it goes in behind the word. This prefix goes in before the word. So a suffix is
like yeah.
Which is what though? My. But what is my? It's pertaining to you.
Yeah.
It is a pronoun.
Yeah.
My is a pronoun. It is a possessive pronoun. You have regular pronouns, you have possessive pronouns, right? So let me erase this. Right? I'm gonna start off with the pronouns first. When we use these, what's pronouns?
This like pronouns is upper class and regular noun. So pronoun is like somebody's name, right?
Okay. Yes. Okay. So pronouns in the sense of.
Oh, pronouns is it's like he, she.
Yeah.
He, she.
What you talking about? I forgot what they call it.
I think
proper nouns.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We learned about proper nouns last week, right? Is that what we call them? Yeah, proper nouns. So that's what I was saying. Proper nouns. Don't get them confused because I just got confused just now too. Proper nouns are not pronouns.
Yes.
But I believe, being miseducated, we use it interchangeably. Because I never in my life said proper nouns. You will say, I always call my names instead of pronouns. Person, place, a thing. If it's a company, it's a pronoun.
Okay, yeah.
But that's not what it is. See what I'm saying? A pronoun is I, we, you,
This is stuff they trying to change everything.
he or she, right?
He, she, they.
Right. Damn. Give a sister a hand because she understands through this wicked world. That's how wicked the world is. We got to find out through wickedness. You know what I'm saying? We got to find out what a pronoun is for the knowledge of evil. You know what I'm saying? We had to wait till somebody say, oh, my pronouns are this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why it's stick now.
Right. All right. Oh, my pronouns is they and them. So this is what it is. This is when the LGBT movement, this is what they be talking about, what their pronouns are, right? So we got the first one is I, right? An, ya, right? Anya. Now let's look up Anya. I'm gonna do something different this class, trying to show y'all what we be referencing. But y'all think people out there, then we just be making up a new language. Show y'all real quick. Share this tab instead. Let me see if y'all can see it. Add to stream. All right. So what y'all looking at right here is what we just said, Anya. You see my cursor? Let me make it a little bigger. There we go. So what y'all seeing right here is Anya, right? First person singular, usually used for emphasis. So this is a pronoun, right? When we had is that we have, what was that? We have prefixes that had I, right? The prefix I was what? I as well, right? So we use that I, but when we want to have an emphasis on I, right? We have Anya, right? So first person singular, usually for emphasis, right? As for me, mine, myself, right? Now, what you have here when you're looking on here is references, right? What is search results by book? Each of these got that word in it, so it's used a lot, like you see, right? So if I see, let me go to Amos, right? So it says Strong's number 5H589 matches in Hebrew Anya, which occurs 4 times in 4 verses, right? And I also have given you cleanness of teeth in all your cities, right? Why is it emphasizing that? What's so, okay. I'm trying not to give it y'all. Y'all reading it right here. Why would I, okay, the I is a prefix, right? If I is a prefix and I is a pronoun, right? I can use I or I can use Anya. Which would you think you use what for?
When you be like, it's like, I think it's how you just said it. Like when you want to put more emphasis. When it be like,
So who I'm not gonna give it to you. Who would you put more emphasis for?
oh, the Most High.
Most High.
Yeah.
So how would you? So what you doing? Quoting the Most High.
Yeah.
So we have an example right here. It says Amos 4:6. This I is using is that one Anya. It says, and I also have given you cleanness of teeth in all your cities, and want of bread in all your places. Yet have you not returned unto me, saith who? The Lord. So why? Because the Lord is the Lord. He needs Anya. He needs Anya. You know what I'm saying? All right. So we got that. Now, let's go into the next one, right? We have we, right? We, which is an wa, right? Let's find some ways that an wa is used in the scriptures, right? So we're going to go to Lakia. It's H580. That's the Strong's for it. H580. You're going to get that. Which is we. First person plural. Right? Oh, I've not even seen it on the screen. So Lakia. All right. I got all my face in there. So Lakia. All right. 580. Right? On wa, right? Anwa, 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 anya, anwa, right? First one's anya, this one's anwa, right? So Strong's 580. First person plural, usually for what? Again, emphasis, right? Let's find something. Let's find. So this one is only used one time in Jeremiah chapter 1. No, Jeremiah chapter 42, verse 6. Whether it be good or whether it be evil, we will obey the voice of the Lord our God, to whom we send thee, that it may be well with us, and when we obey the voice of the Lord our God. So you see that it's emphasis on this. Meaning it's like when you say look at the sentence. The sentence is saying whether it be good or whether it be evil, we will obey the voice of the Lord. Like he's like letting you, like what you're reading right now is it's like a powerful speech. It's like a statement. Like whether it be good, whether we get good things, whether we get bad things, we gonna serve the Lord. You know what I'm saying? All right.
It kind of sound like that. It's kind of like that. Like when I hear that one verse, for me in my house.
For me and mine.
Like Joshua or something.
Yeah.
Like that. It's kind of like the stress kind of reminds me of that.
I like the way you use that word stress, because that's what it is. It's stressing the emphasis. Yeah. It's being emphasized. Right? Now what we got is you, a thigh. Oh no, Salakia. You, okay. You got you 2 times, right? You masculine, singular, right? You masculine, right? This is the masculine way. Feminine way. What do you think this one is?
I don't know it for he. Because I know it's not a plural, so you don't need the yam. I don't know the. Let me pull it up.
For both of them. So for both of them, it's a trick question. For both of them, it's gonna be a thigh, right? A thigh. Now it's gonna get different with what though? Like you said. When it's plural, right?
When it be like you all.
Huh?
When it get like you all.
Right? So let's see it up. Let's get it. Salakia, I'm getting it real quick. $859. Share this on the screen. So what you're seeing right here is a tha with H at the end. Right? So that's how we say it. What do you call it?
Oh, that's in the Greek.
Right, so barakatah. But we also say, huh? Shema, right? We got that prayer? That one show something. Just want to double check something. Yeah, find it for me. I want to lie you. I don't know. We have that. We have the blessing on here.
That's a greeting.
The greeting.
Oh, that's a greeting. He had that.
I'm just getting the greeting real quick to show y'all what I'm talking about, just because everybody understands the greeting. Salakia. The greeting. I have it somewhere. Just for visual representation. I got it right here. All right. So on the greeting, what you see is when we say it, we have, let me show y'all this. First, let's get some examples in the scriptures. Then I'm gonna show y'all. Okay, so as when you see right here on the side, this is when it's used in. Let's see where it, Zephaniah 1 verse in there. Ye Ethiopians also, ye shall be slain by the sword, right? By my sword. What is just used for you? Ye, right? Right here. A thumb. This one has a thumb on there. Why it has a thumb? Because our thumb is plural, right? What you see right here in the H859 is the Strong's, the root word. When you go into Hebrew, like we broke down, you're not going to see a new Strong's number for yam at the end of it for a plural sense. So you're just going to have the root of that word, which is H59. So right here, you see the root. Right here is a thumb because they're using it plural, but down here they're using a tha, right? Now, when you go into, let me show you the right here, right? When we go in our prayers, right? What you see? We say, let me see if I can get it cleared out of the light. All right, we say Shalom Yahweh Shem Barakatah to you singular. Shalom Yahweh Shem Barakatam to brothers plural. But for sisters, we have something else. Shalom Yahweh Shamar al Atah, which is you singular, right? Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Peace, Lord God, watch over you in the name of Yahweh Shai. Shalom Yahweh Shamar al Dan, which is feminine plural. Bahashem Yahweh Shai in the name of Yahweh Shai, right? And Jesus is just a Greek translation of Joshua. I, we, you. So we got tha, masculine, feminine, right? Sometimes you probably could see singular feminine will have just a tha on there, like without an H. I'm gonna see if I can find that for y'all in the scriptures. It's gonna be. Let me see if I can find it. An example. Not all the time, but sometimes, right?
Well, do that change how it would be spelled in Hebrew?
See, I can't find it. What was that?
Would that change how it when you do it in the Hebrew, in the Paleo? Will that change how it's spelled?
Because there's no ha at the end.
Yeah.
So this is you, plural, masculine, which is what again?
Thumb? No. Thumb?
Rock a thumb. You, plural, feminine is what? All right, now I'm gonna rush through these real quick to get through the next part of the lesson. Where we at? Hawa'a and she. So we have he is ha wa a, right? Emphasis he, right? Now this one is for she is ha ya a, right? Then they masculine, feminine is ham and han, right? See a pattern here how na or ma ends up from masculine and feminine, right? See how things are connected too. So you have he, which is y in the middle, and ya in the middle for she. Same root, but they use different characters to change it. a little bit, right? All right, with that, those are pronouns. Emphasis, we usually use for emphasis, right? Now what we have for pronouns, so sometimes you can't, sometimes you need a possessive pronouns, right? So if I'm talking about I did this, right? I was saying, who that belongs to. If I say that belongs to I, don't make sense. What would you say instead of that belongs to I? That is mine. That belongs to me, right? So now what we have is called possessive. Hopefully I spelled that right. Pronouns, right? Here, log in right there. Read the chat. So yeah, I got possessive pronouns, right? So this is where we start getting the suffixes from, right? So we got ya, which is what? Me / mine, right? Next we have nawa, which is what? Our, right? Abanawa, our father, right? Now we have ka, right? Which is yours. After ka, we have kam and kan. Actually, yeah, let's do kam and kan next. Kam, guess what? Okay, if I could tell you what kam is, you should know what kan is. Kam is yours group, right? So this ka is yours singular, right? So it's yours. Kam is for group, right? So yours. Like, I want to say plural. Would that make sense? I'm gonna say it's a group. So, and it's masculine. So what kind would be?
Feminine.
It'd be same thing, feminine, right? Something's going right here. Up here, feminine. I'm just gonna write an F. So if you're like, well, how the hell am I supposed to know what to use one? Okay, right? Common sense. Not common sense. I don't want to say that. Sometimes sense ain't common. But what you have right here is ka. So I know I'm talking to that belongs to you. That is yours, right? That is yours. I'm talking to one person, right? A masculine, right? Oh, I won't even say masculine, right? Why would I not say masculine? Because
Not always masculine.
I mean, yeah, I would say masculine, but sometimes when you say masculine, it's not because it's only used for a man. It's just like hierarchy.
Yeah.
So ka doesn't have a feminine thing, so I use this for both male and female. So I said belongs to you is yours, right? But now it do have masculine and feminine when it goes to yours as a group. So now I got kam, which is yours in the group as masculine though, right? So I use that for a group of men, right? So if I have kan, right? I use that for what? A group of women, right? What if I have a group of men and women together?
You gotta do man.
You gotta do man. What if I have one man with a group of women?
You gotta do man.
You gotta do man, hierarchy, right?
Right.
Understand that, but that's not too hard to understand. That's like, oh, they hate women.
That's how
No,
it is in Spanish.
that's how it is in Spanish, right? But that's also how it is in English. Hey, you guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You be talking about, who can talk to a woman? Hey, you guys, I need you over here. You know what I'm saying? All right. Now what we have is wa and na. Wa and na, right? His, what is not in?
Her.
Hers. Right? It's of her, right? So if I say this one's of me, mine is of me, right? Nawa is what? Of us. Ka is what? Of you, right? Kam is of you. Kam is of you as a group. Of you all. See that? That's one. That's not even a word. You all?
No, you all is a word, but y'all.
Y'all. Well, I like saying y'all. This is y'all, basically. So common kind is basically y'all. If you're from Texas, we in ATX, so you know what I'm talking about. y'all. So of y'all, of you all, Y is of his, of him, of her, hers, right? All right, so now also you got is ma and na, but they're not the full ma and na sometimes. So I'm just gonna write the character in the Syrian of the second character, right? So this is what? Their and them. Right? Then you have wa, right? Well, we have wa, right, in the Syrian. I could write this, I could write this in the ancient because it don't have two characters. I'm just gonna write it in this, all right? Which is there and them as well, but feminine, right? Fem, right? Of this. So it's feminine of that. All right. With that being said, all right, you see these when just like wait, Salaki. No, this is not a wa, this is a na, right? This is na, so I wrote it that way. Na has two characters as well. The first character looks like kind of like a C, right? So now I got two. So this is one. This is the beginning na, right? This is the second na. That's what this is, na, right? So this is na and ma, right? You kind of use that when you see it. You already see it in a lot of things, which is kind of like why we say barakatham and barakathan, because this is just feminine. It's like to use, like this correlates to this because this has a word you, which is used for both male and female, right? But when I want to go plural, well, I can't really use. I gotta have something to add to each one to distinguish the two, which I use I come here, it's like, okay, there, you is that plural, right? So boom, I add the ma into the end of atha, right? Drop down the H, right? Drop down that ha, put that M right there. Which is ma, drop down the H, put that N right there. You also see it right here with ka. Ka is yours, but what about plural yours? I got com. Where did I get the com from? I just added that ma right here, which is theirs, them. Boom. Okay. You get it? All right. So this is kind of like its own thing because this correlates to this, all this together, right? All right. All right. Now, with that being said, if you had the notes from, actually, I'm gonna give you about, give or take 2-3 minutes, real quick, to write this down. All right. Probably 2 minutes, because of course you could just rewatch it and pause it back. All right. Won't take too much of the time. All right. Okay. I really don't want to erase this. This is a beautiful work right here. I should just take a picture. I should take a picture. What I gotta do is add it to the chat. One of you can save things in the chat, right? Let's see. Let's see if we can do this, y'all. This will be a game changer. I'm gonna try to put this in the chat for y'all. Why isn't that going? All right. Shalakia, 1 second. Add a destination. Okay, I guess I can't do it, y'all. Shalakia. Let's just go into the next question, all right? I mean, next thing. Gotta do it. Actually, I don't know. What I want to talk about is, it's not going to be too long. We're off the prefixes and suffixes now, possessors and pronouns. But I just want to give you a quick idea of what I mentioned. I already mentioned it before, right? With adding it together, right? So, what's a common thing we use? If I want to say in him, right? So ba wa equals in him, right? What are these? What's ba? Remember we broke down ba as a prefix?
Yeah. I think you call them fillers.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what are you asking?
Huh?
What are you asking?
What's wa? We just broke down, right? What's wa?
Oh, that's what we literally just got done breaking down?
Yeah, well, we just got done breaking down. By wa, you can add these. So this is in as a prefix.
Oh, yeah.
And wa is what? As a him, right? And him. That's what we have right here. So now we got laka. Let's see if y'all know this one. Laka equals what? Dang it. We know what ka is?
Ka is he.
Ka is you or yours, right? Of you,
But it's
right?
him, though.
Huh?
Him is masculine.
It's you. So what's la? What's la as a prefix? It is 2 or 4. So it's to you. Right? In him to you. So you could just like who did he send that letter to? Laka?
To you.
To you? Like where that toy went? Yes, and your child say, but why? He ate the toy. He swallowed the toy. In him. So like that's the only one I can think of right now. In him, right? So like let me see this. What do you need it for? Let's see. We got to you. Let's see what else we could get. Right? Now, when a plural noun is suffixed by a possessive pronoun.
A plural noun is suffixed by a possessive pronoun.
Some things change, right? So what's a plural noun? Give me one.
A plural noun is...
Okay, what's plural is? I want sons.
Is it Banyam?
Yeah, it is. Banyam. Banyam. Now, what is... I want to say his son. Okay, if Ban is son, how you say his son?
His son is Wa. Okay.
Banwa. How do I say his sons?
I would say Banyamwa.
Banyamwa. Okay. Ban what? Yam.
So like this plural first, and then you have the one.
All right, Banyamwa. That is incorrect, but that is the correct way of thinking. But I said that when how it went, a plural noun is suffixed by a possessive pronoun, it changes. What you think would it be now?
Okay.
I'm gonna give you a hint. You dropped something.
You got the M.
You dropped it. Get us is the hand. That's a good one right there. So you dropped the M. So you Banyawa. Banyawa. Right? I feel like we had something in the prayers that remind me that Yahweh. Let me see what we got. Probably thinking Abanawa. Where's that prayer at?
They would only have to do, you said a plural.
Mhm.
You only have the water and something like that.
All right. What we say? What is it? Yahweh. I swear we had something that we used. I guess they all just now. I'm getting it coming to my head. Because it would have to be something with like his,
Yeah.
what pertains to you and his plural. So it got to be a plural noun.
We got like Evans in there in those prayers.
Yeah. All right. All right. So now we got Banyawa, right? Which is Ba, right? Ban, right? Ya, what?
That's all one word.
All one word, Banyawa. All right. Now we have noun derivatives. What are noun derivatives?
I don't know no derivative. I know it derives from something, but I don't
It derives from something. When people look up a word, it says this is the root word, although this is the word. But not in the context of these root words could derive from a root word and make their own root word. That makes sense. It makes basically what I mean is this makes a whole new word, not a sentence or like it adds of or from or to and there. This makes a whole new word, right?
I think you were talking about that a little bit last.
Right. So the most common ones are ma and tha, and ya in the middle. And the middle, all right? In the middle, in the beginning. I think I spelled that wrong. Let me see. I got some better for y'all. In the front. All right. In the front. Right? What I mean by this. So we have one word is pathak. Pathak. What does pathak mean? Door. Right? But guess what? Ma pathak is what? Key. This is what happens when you lose your culture. You lose your spirit. This is only from somebody like Black and Hispanics who could come up with such a thing and be like, okay, so pathak is door. What opens a door? Key opens a door. So let's add the ma prefix on there to have ma pathak, which is key, because the key opens a door. And that is what we lost while people can't understand it. You know, people can't understand Hebrew because this came from critical thinkers, concrete thinkers that made this language. Like you literally like, okay, key comes from the door. That makes sense. You bring it down to them. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Boom, here's that word, key and door. So that's just an example of that, right? Also, quick real thing. All right. We have each Hebrew. Let me see. So when I was saying they were concrete thinkers, right? We was concrete thinkers at one point in time. When ISUPK, you getting that concrete thinking back, which is the spirit, right? The breath of life, right? Meaning all words, concepts, and ideas can be shown doing what? By your five senses.
Okay.
What does that mean? Meaning I come up with words based on the five senses, right? I'm gonna give you an example, right? Op, right? Op equals nose, right? Nose or nostrils and face. Not all the time face, but can be used as face during the context, right? So what we have right here, we have boom, we have pa, right? It's together. So that's nose and nostrils, right? That's a noun. But you could also use it as a part of speech, right? Guess what means what? Guess what angry is? Op also equals angry. Let me put this as a noun. This is noun. You won't get messed up. Well, you should because you see it, right? Angry. He's angry. Why is nose and nostrils and face the same definition for angry?
Well, it's because when you're mad, you like scrunch up your face, maybe.
Yes, that's good. When you're angry, what happens? Your nostrils inflate. You breathe up. You saw that's what gets angry. You mad? What happens? It's emphasis on your breathing, on your nostrils. So that's the that's the senses is being used. Okay, when you're angry, this is what happens when you're angry. So let that be used as a different parts of speech. All right. Now, we're like rapid breathing makes your nose inflate, right? Flares up. So another way will be iquab, which is heel, right? Iquab goes heel. No, Jacob was holding on to Esau's heel, right?
Yeah.
The elder should serve the youngest, right? Iquab, you have Iquab, right? All right, Iquab, heel, right? Now, what can Iquab also be used as?
Foot or something, walking, or something like that.
No, what? That's already heel is in the part the noun, right?
Okay.
So you're saying walking, right?
Yeah.
Let's use this example I'm saying, right? Real quick. All right, heel. But it's also going to be used for because. Why?
You know what? I think you broke this down last week. But I really can't tell you what you said.
All right, it's because what has been said is on the heel of what is about to be said.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Right? So that's what you see in Hebrew, which you can go deep down the rabbit hole. You know what I'm saying? And you'd be like, well, that makes sense. Then you will, never sin again because now you see how far your punishment really is. Because it took it away from you that you didn't even know. It took away your critical thinking. In school, they don't teach us this, so it's like, really, our kids don't sit still in school. Like, just imagine you breaking down. We had an English class, and they breaking down this, like in the language class. You'd be like, oh yeah. You're like, oh man, damn, that correlation this is because of this. Like, you don't feel like it's like a whole different thing you're learning now. And that from this, you also learning what? The Hebrew culture. You understand that the only people who could come up with such a thing is Blacks and Hispanics. From this alone, this proves that Black people wrote the Bible. This alone. Why I know? Because in scriptures like Psalms 22 and 23, right? Let me get Psalms 22 and 23 real quick. Let me pull it up. Psalms 22. What is it? Thought it was Psalm 22 and 23. Slovakia. Where is that? Okay, 22 and 22, right? It says, I will declare thy name unto my brethren, and in the midst of the congregation will I praise thee. What does it mean to declare somebody's name in English? What would we be like? Oh, he's going to tell you his name, right? He's going to tell you how to pronounce his name, right? That's not what the scripture's saying. The scripture's saying, I declare my name unto thee. Like, I'm going to show y'all niggas my reputation. I'm going to let my name be known. Drop the mic. That's right there. You must not know me. You must not know me, son. Y'all gonna feel me today. Black man wrote the Bible. And with that, if you don't understand that, man, if you can't say the black can't understand that the black man wrote the Bible, black and Hispanic man wrote the Bible after this, I don't know what you're trying to do. Real talk, man. We broke the spirit of black people to slang in the language, in the Hebrew text. We broke down the 5 sentences. Who's more I don't want to say even that spiritual. Well, I say spiritual as who's more spiritual than black and Hispanic people? Who sits down and think about stuff like this? We do. Who even realizes that when you're angry, your nose is you breathe hard? You know what I'm saying? And why? Because we have real emotions. Real emotions. We feel all women are sensitive, but we feel is it like even back then when I was breaking this down earlier that the westernized way of thinking is different from ancient. Ancient is bigger picture, westernized is focused on one point of view, which is why people can't understand the Bible because they only focus on this. Like, well, this says this. And that's the spirit of fake Israelites is from them being westernized. They read the Bible in a white man's point of view. You can't read the Bible in a white man's point of view when you wrote the Bible in your blackness, which is why people say the serpent is what? A real live snake. But we know somebody who's shady is a what? A snake. Yeah. Like, for example, the scripture say that Israel is his flock. You know, there's a real definition of that in the scripture. The Hebrew thing, they would say, oh, flock meaning sheep. But we know we say flock because what? We are the Lord's flock. The flock will be Israel. What Christ said, I came from sheep and sheep that's not of my fold. Right? With that, we're going to tune in next week. We're going to be part 3 of the sentence structure breakdown. We might do verbs and adjectives. I don't know which one we're going to do yet, but I'm pretty sure we're pretty done with the nouns, the basics of the nouns. After we learn how to complete full sentences, then we're going to go back into the nouns and go deep dive into stuff we already broke down. I don't want to show too much biblical examples, write it out because it's going to take a while, but the stuff we just broke down is what the basis of what you need to actually understand the language and to actually start speaking it and actually starting to, translate it by yourself, right? And with that, we're going to give a curse salute to the brothers. Y'all Bashim Yahshua broke a thumb. Curse salute to the sisters. Y'all Shema Adan Bashim Yahshua.